Good morning. There's another thing I meant to say. No, I have not crashed my Volvo into a Ferrari F40. Yes, my Volvo is the exact same colour as the one that was involved in the crash, but it wasn't me. Mine is off the road with no MOT, actually, but it will be getting an MOT, hopefully, possibly later this week. It's this colour. And yeah, here's the video. Basically, the Ferrari F40 crashed into the Volvo, not the other way around. But funnily enough, the Volvo came off worst. Who would have thought that? Right, start the proper video. Good morning. It's a much sunnier day today. That means motorhome work is starting. But first, apparently I've got to dive into some percentages. A load of people in the comments on my auction video were like, "Oh, Geoff, what about the percentages? When you work it out as a percentage as to..." They don't talk like that. They said, when you work out it as a percentage of to how much percent a car was bid up to relative to the estimate, then you get slightly different results. And you do. So I'm going to talk you through that. But first, let me show you some cars that I bought recently. Huge thank you to the gentleman that went to the USA and then allowed me to ship these to his hotel and then ship them to me here in the UK. I was able to buy these cheap because they're from the USA. You can't buy these in England for the amount of money that I paid for them. That is a original boxed Ferrari F40. I have said recently, obviously, that Ferrari have only just revamped their relationship with Hot Wheels, so there's a new F40 on the way. These are originals from the late 90s, F355 and an F50. We have a CLK GTR. I think that is one of the few important supercars that actually matter. And my all-time favourite, a Johnny Lightning yellow with white Volkswagen split screen bus. That is the split screen bus that I would have. And interestingly, values of these split screen buses have absolutely crashed through the floor lately. So without further ado, let's dive into the percentages from the auction video that I did yesterday, and I'll talk you through what were the best performing and worst performing cars as a percentage. Okay, we're going spreadsheet only on this one. If I show you all the images of the cars, this video will take me all day. The sun's shining. I need to paint my motorhome. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove all of the cars that don't have a reserve. We're going to get rid of those. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put them in order as to what they sold for as a percentage. So ascending to descending, no, other way around, let's go that way to that way, Z to A. Right, so then we can tell that this car at the top here, the Mercedes-Benz 420 SEC, did 156% of its average estimate because it sold for £22,308, which is £19,500 on the hammer. So 19.5 grand bid against an average estimate. Remember, that's the combined value of lower and upper estimate to give us 156%. So the cars that did well are basically all of these, because that's all the cars that did 95% and above. So that is Bedford CA, Nissan GTR, Jaguar XJS, Ford Deluxe Coupe, Bentley Turbo R, Porsche 944 S2, Ford Escort Cosworth Powered Mark II, Mustang Coupe 911 ST, FJ Cruiser, Caterham 7, XJR Supercharged, Range Rover Vogue, Porsche 911, and then coming into the top performers now, 110% against estimate, Bentley Continental GTC, MG GTC, 110%, 111 for the Porsche 964, 112 for the 205 GTI, the Citroen Mahari does 113%, the Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow 1969 two-door saloon by Mulliner Park Ward does 114%, and then R107s take up the top two spaces. Look at that, the Mercedes-Benz 420 SL and then the 420 SEC. Oh, my apologies, it's an SEC, it's not an R107, it's a C126 Coupe that is our best performing car. So those are our best performers. Let's go all the way down then and look at our worst performing cars in this auction relative to where the bids fell. If you go all the way down to the bottom, you can see 25% of the estimate is the BMW 528 individual. I will put a photo in here because you can tell that yes, it's an individual, but gosh, it is a pretty awful colour combination. The Toyota Hilux as well only makes 37% of its estimate, and that goes unsold. Bentley Arnage Green Label, we discussed £5,500 of that one, and the Fiat Multipla only made 47.46. So all of these cars here, if we go over here, look, sorry for the spreadsheet, but I love a spreadsheet. All of these cars make less than 50% of their mid estimate. Studebaker Light 6, Triumph TR3, Lotus Elite, Sunbeam Tiger Rally Prepared, and the Fiat Multipla. We discussed all of these cars yesterday. That is the auction if you break it down by percentages. I hope you're all happy now. The big winner here is the auction house, because if I just do this a minute, just for fun, let's remove the filter. We've got here the auctioneer's commission. So if we go all the way down to the bottom, let's delete that because I don't think that's correct. 264 lots. If I just take the auctioneer's commission and if I total that, then that gives me £464,668. That cannot be correct. Surely the auction house didn't make £500,000 on the day, because if they did, then I think we've just found the big winner. Thank you very much for watching this video. Next time we'll be back showing photos, and we're going to be looking at the Brightwell's auction, because Brightwell's auction is coming up this week, and there's a lot of older stuff which I actually find quite interesting, so I'll be showing you that later in the week.